You know the feeling how it's like when you think you know everything better and you will give people advices what to do and what not to do. And then you do the exact same mistake that you warn the people of. That's me. Now, first of all, I have to apologize for maybe the crappy sound, I don't know. I don't know where I put my lavalier mic. This is plan B. Whatever. Whenever I talk to people who want to walk the Camino, I always say the best Camino experience is when you do not expect anything at all. Expectations don't work on the Camino. Whatever you might expect comes completely different. That's kind of a Camino law. Yeah. Now I have to say, I did some research before on the Camino Portugues, and either it's on web pages or in forums. Most of the time people say, Camino Portugues is not very challenging, it's good for a beginner's Camino. And yeah, I believed it. I believed the internet propaganda, and I don't know how to say it in a diplomatic way. That's bullshit. I am convinced now that there is no easy Camino. Every Camino has its challenges. If it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 5 weeks, months. The most challenging on the Camino Portugues, I think, is that the vast majority of the time, at least in the Portuguese part, you're walking on paved roads, asphalt, concrete, and lots of cobblestone. And that hurts. Maybe for 1 or 2 hours it's nice to walk, but after 5, 6, 7 hours or even more, your feet are destroyed. And okay, it was my fault that I thought would be a good idea to walk the Camino Portugues in barefoot shoes, because yeah, it's such an easy Camino. And on my first day I chose the wrong path. I had more than 30k on cobblestone, and yeah, I ruined my feet. And the entire Camino, I never felt that much pain in my feet like on any other Camino before. And the funny part is, I didn't have any pain while walking. Well, the first day, yes, but it doesn't count. After I changed my shoes, it was okay. I didn't feel any pain while walking, but when my feet came to a rest at the albergue, when I lay on my bed, I had such a huge pain. I had to take painkillers in order to be able to sleep. That was, yeah, I didn't expect that. So, expectations. Expect the worst. It probably will happen. Anyway, what can I say about the Camino Portugues? As I mentioned in my videos before, yeah, I don't know. I didn't like, let's say it that way, I didn't like the Portuguese part that much. Because I think there is a lack of Camino spirit. You know, you will find some markers or signs, or maybe even here and there statue of pilgrims. But yeah, I feel like it is a Camino, you are a pilgrim, you are there. Bon dia, walk. And as soon as you arrive in Spain, I think it's around 2 weeks, the feeling, the spirit changes in an instant. People are much, I don't know, friendlier. Although many people say that the Portuguese people are so friendly and so hostile. Not hostile, you know what I mean, friendly to guests, and lovely people. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I was on the wrong way, but I cannot confirm that. I cannot say that they were not unfriendly, but let's say reserved. You are a pilgrim, yes, fine. One Camino, and that's it. That's in Spain, it's completely different. You walk, random people are greeting you. It doesn't happen in Portugal. Doesn't happen to me in Portugal. And yeah, even in bars or restaurants, of course they live from the pilgrims. That's their industry. They don't have anything else, so they have to be more friendly to pilgrims. I understand that. But anyway, I don't know, if I could, or if somebody asked me which Camino he should walk for the first time when he has only 2 weeks or only 3 weeks, I would recommend walk the French way. If you have 4 weeks from France, 3 weeks from Burgos, 2 weeks from León, even if you have only 1 week, you can start in Sarria. Or then you can start in Tui, but you start in Spain instead of in Portugal. Well, I have to say, the way, the path along the beach, along the sea, was quite impressive. But honestly, it was not really nice to walk, because on the left side you have the ocean, very nice, but on the right side you have the cars in the street. I don't know, that was such a big relief when I finally could walk into the woods. No, I don't know. And what was very strange for me, I had the feeling that whenever there was, or there could have been, let's say 10, 50, 100 meters of nature, immediately the Portuguese people show up and put cobblestones on it. That was amazing. And on my first day, I think I walked 6 or 7 hours only on cobblestones. That's amazing. I don't know. Anyway, let's say the albergues are nice. Can't say anything against it. Maybe 2 euros, 3 euros more than on the French way, but it's not a big deal. The food is awesome. The people that you meet are awesome. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the right time. I expected the Portuguese way more crowded. I expected more people. And it wasn't the case. I've had days when I walked 5 or 6 hours without even seeing one single pilgrim. And yeah, I was missing the, let's say, the pilgrim community. And yeah, that's the reason why I walk the Camino whenever I can. It's not the way. And I think people, I don't know how it is translated correctly, the way is the goal. And I don't think so. I think the way is the way. The goal is the goal. And the goal is Santiago de Compostela. And whatever way you choose, Portuguese way, Frances, Primitivo, doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the moment when you arrive at Praça Obradoiro. You drop off your bag, kneel down or lay down in front of the cathedral. And what I always do when after I arrived at Santiago, dropped off my bag, checked in wherever I stay, I go back to Praça Obradoiro, sit down there for 1 or 2 hours and just watch the people. And I would highly recommend that to you as well. Because when people arrive in front of the cathedral, you feel, you can see the emotions, you know, when all the suffering, all the pain of the last weeks fall off their shoulders in a second. You know, people break down, start crying, tears of joy. They hug each other, hug random people that they finally made it. This is the Camino. It doesn't matter which way you walked. And this, another thing what I want to mention is, some people, let's say, start at Saint-Jean and walk to, let's say, Leon, and then go back home and say, oh, the next part, the second part we do next year. When it's your first Camino, or if it's your first Camino, I don't recommend to do that. When you only have 2 or 3 weeks time, start at Leon, start at Burgos. And if you want to do the French part through the Pyrenees, do it as a second. Because the Camino, I think the Camino is arriving at Santiago de Compostela. Period. Doesn't matter how you got there, which way you got there. And yeah, I think it all depends what do you expect from your hike. If you want beautiful nature, nice forests, whatever, you walk the Camino del Norte or Camino Primitivo. If you want to have the ocean, you walk the Portuguese way. If you want to have a mixture of all of that, instead of the apart from the ocean, you walk the French way. But it all comes down to the moment when you arrive at Santiago. And that's the Camino. And even if the French way is crowded, especially now because it's Holy Year, or the summer month in every normal year, it's very busy. But if you're looking for the Camino feeling, the pilgrim community, the dozens of different nationalities, walk the French way. On the Portuguese way, I think I met one guy from Brazil, one from Australia, some British, German, Dutch, one French. That was it. And the French way, completely different. So, final conclusion to the Camino Portugues. There is no easy way to Santiago. If you hate mountains like I do, don't walk the French way or the Primitivo. If you hate walking on street or cobblestones, don't walk the Portuguese way. Which way should I walk? Anyway, keep in mind, the Camino is pain, is suffering, and sometimes it's not fun at all, but that's all part of the big package, and it all leads to the final moment at Santiago. Yeah. Would I walk the Portuguese way another time? I don't think so. I don't think so, because yeah, I prefer walking in nature. It's quiet, instead of walking along the streets, even if the landscape is beautiful or even if there's the ocean, which I love, but no. Next time, I don't know. If you ask me now, I would have said it has been my last Camino, but I think this will change. I think the next time I will walk the French way again, and then next on my bucket list is the Primitivo, although I know I hate it, because every day it's about 800-900 meters elevation, almost every day. But I gotta do it, and I will do it. I don't know when, but anyway. Now, what I want to mention, sometimes when I talk to people, or sometimes also in my comments, I think there's a little misunderstanding. I have a sip of coffee. I am not complaining about the Camino. It is definitely not the point. My videos are simply thoughts that I have in my mind in this specific moment. And when you walk alone, you have no one to talk to. You have those thoughts in your mind as well. If you want to tell me that everything is great, everything is beautiful, and you are happy 24/7, and you walk along the Camino with a smile on your face all day long and everything is so beautiful, if you try to tell me that, I don't buy it. You're a liar. You lie to me and you lie to yourself. And you know, when you have blisters, they hurt. It's shit. Sorry. You think about it. Oh, my feet hurt. Oh, I can't walk anymore. Oh. I'm talking to the camera. Or when you're tired, your legs are hurt. Your legs hurt, and you're facing a steep climb. I don't like that. Nobody likes that when he's tired. I say it into the camera, you have it in your mind. I am not different than anyone else. I just, I always try with my channel, I only try to show a more realistic picture in comparison to most of the Camino videos where everything is beautiful and nobody has blisters and everybody walks like as he's done nothing else in his entire life. And yeah, and there's some days, especially on the French way, when you walk over the Pyrenees and people overestimated their power, and the next day people walk around like zombies. Nobody's walking straight, everybody's limping. You don't see this in most of the videos of other people. I would show you, But apart from that, the Camino itself is awesome. That's why I did it now 6 times. And I probably will do it again. But, there is no beauty without ugliness. There's no light without shadow. And as I mentioned before, if you haven't been to hell, you're not able to recognize the paradise. And that's the Camino. And it all leads to Santiago. And that's the goal. And that's the Camino. Okay. So far from today, for today, I haven't talked for 2 weeks. Anyway, next videos will be some kind of wrap up of my walk, and yeah, so far, stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned, buen camino.